Coming at y'all, man, with another live pregame live LSU Oklahoma City Oklahoma City Thunder Indiana Pacers game 6. Sorry. I'm expecting this thing to be over tonight, man. Breaking news: Tyrese Halliburton will suit up in this game. And Rick Carlisle says he's not going to have any type of minutes restriction or anything like that. So he's gonna be a full go. How effective will he be? That's yet to be determined. We're gonna see once the game actually gets started. But he's gonna play. He's gonna play. And I expected that, man. Like, it's game 6 in the NBA Finals. Like, you may not get in this position again. So I expected Tyrese Halliburton to go out there and give it a go. But we're gonna see, man. I'm excited for this matchup. Excited to see what's gonna happen. I do think it's over tonight. To be honest with you, I do think that Oklahoma City gonna come out tonight and expose their will and win this championship, man. I'm expecting a good performance by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander to lock down the NBA Finals MVP. And for J-Dub and them to give them some good solid performances as well. But I'm expecting this thing to be over, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I just expect it to be over, man. Pretty much, yo. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Should be fun. But I do definitely think that an NBA champion is gonna get crowned tonight. What's up, Floby? What's up, Dugas? It's game 6 of the NBA Finals. This about to be a fun and exciting game. Thunder have a chance to win their first title since '79. Well, Thunder fans will tell you their first title in team history. But yeah, you gotta do the Seattle Supersonics aspect of it. I think they get it done, man. I think Oklahoma City has it's not gonna be easy. Indiana gonna go on runs. Indiana gonna make it very competitive and very entertaining, and it's gonna be a game in the fourth quarter. But I just think late Shai Gilgeous and in Oklahoma City gonna pull away and win this thing, and they're gonna get their first championship, yo. And shout out to that whole community of Oklahoma City and all that for getting the champion. Also, did you say Halliburton playing? Yeah, like right before I came on this live, I got a alert breaking news that Halliburton will play tonight with no restrictions. Rick Carlisle said no minutes restriction, no, they gonna turn him loose tonight. So Halliburton is playing. He's starting just like nothing ain't never happened. So yeah, which I'm glad for, man. It wouldn't have been the same without Halliburton out there. Look, I want to see competitive basketball. If Indiana win tonight and it goes to a game 7 Sunday, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I think we all up for a game 7. But I just feel like my gut and my intuition just feels like Oklahoma City gonna close this thing out tonight. That's just my opinion. I think it's over tonight, but we're gonna see. I feel like they found a little something. By them, they're undefeated by going back to their starting lineup with Hartenstein out there and bringing Case and Wallace off the bench, which I thought they should have never tinkered with to begin with. But I think it's over. I think it's over tonight, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But yeah, Halliburton is playing. Breaking news: he is playing tonight. Full go, no minutes restriction or none of that other stuff. They turning them loose tonight, so it's gonna be, it's gonna be an entertaining basketball game, man. So we're gonna see what happens tonight. But looking forward to it, man. Definitely looking forward to it. Let's see, what's up, Esmeralda, Lara? Pacers forcing the game 7. Hopefully, we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Look, I would not be mad if that happened. Obviously, I could use an NBA Finals Game 7 Sunday night. I could definitely use that, and I would not be, in disagreement of that. But basically, I just think, like, if I had to bet money on this, Like if somebody say, "Hey, you got to bet on this," I feel like Oklahoma City will close it out tonight. That's just my opinion. But we're gonna see, especially now with Halliburton playing, and if he looks somewhat like himself, I feel like Indiana not gonna roll over. That's one thing we know for sure. Indiana at least gonna, make this a real game. So I'm looking forward to that. What's up, D Aldridge? Hashtag Bird Game for life. Go Birds, Dugas. That's right. Go Birds, man. Super Bowl champs. You can smell it. Football season around the corner, man. You can smell it. Training camps about a good month away. I think Shea drops at least 40, maybe 50. Damn. But that'll be something, man. 30 plus. I could see. I don't know about quite 40. But I could definitely see 30 plus tonight, yo. I damn sure don't know about 50. 50 would just be crazy. This would be wild on his part. But I could see 30 plus definitely. Can this KD trade happen already? Why are they dragging this out? I think it's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen the closer we get to the draft. I think the draft is next Thursday and Friday, I want to say. So I think within the next week we gonna see this thing happen. Let's see. Dugas, your Heat got a trade for Morant. I mean, I would love to have Morant, but I just don't feel I'm overthinking that the Heat gonna end up getting somebody special. Like I just don't think that he gonna get somebody special. I just feel like them days over, and I know that's me being very pessimistic, but I just don't really see a scenario where did he get somebody like a Kevin Durant or a John Morant or something like that via trade. I would love it, but I just don't think it's gonna happen. What's up, Tito? I hope the Thunder wins tonight. I think they will. I think they will. Now look, I would not be mad at all if Indiana won this thing and we get a game 7 on Sunday night, which obviously would be a lot of fun for all of us, I feel like. But I think the Thunder close it tonight, man. Something telling me they close it tonight. Next Wednesday. Oh, so the draft next Wednesday. Okay, cool deal. Yeah, I think it gets done before then. I think the red trade get done before then. Yo, Duga, I probably forgot about, but how did you become an Eagles fan? Donovan McNabb back in the day, man. Huge Donovan McNabb. Loved him at Syracuse. I wasn't a Saints guy. I'm in Louisiana. Saints were bad. Look, this was way before the Drew Brees and all that era. Saints were terrible. I was a kid. I wasn't pulling for them. So yeah, McNabb went to Philly, and I was Philly ever since. I'm glad the Lakers got sold. Yeah, I know a lot of Lakers fans that are happy that Jeannie Buss, are giving up the reins to the Lakers, and they want apparently a real basketball people in the building. Yeah, I mean, 10 billion, man. I mean, you can't be mad with $10 billion, man, under any circumstances, yo. Unless, knock on wood, you lost a loved one or something like that. Or you got some type of illness or whatever. But $10 billion to walk away from a job, I think a lot of us would settle for that. They said if he don't get KD, they're gonna go after DeRozan. I would like DeRozan. I wouldn't mind DeRozan at all. I don't know their ages. I'm assuming he's younger than Durant. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think he's younger than Durant. And I don't think we'd have to give up as much. From what I'm understanding, the standstill between the Heat and the Suns is that the Suns want Khalil Ware, and I don't blame them. But as a Heat fan, I don't want to give up Khalil Ware neither, because just Durant, Bam, and Tyler Hero is not going to get. That's not going to get the Heat to where we need to be, where we're playing in the NBA Finals again. Maybe if you could get Durant and keep Khalil Ware, maybe you have a little shot, to make a little noise, man. But just him, nah. But if we could get DeRozan and still keep that core we got, I love it, to be honest with you. KD might get traded to Houston. Also, Halliburton got to play better tonight. He can't go scoreless again. Yeah, if I had to bet money, that's why I think Durant would end up. To me, it makes the most logical sense for him to go to Houston and for Houston to unload Jalen Green, Jabari Smith, and some draft picks. That's how I would feel. But we're gonna see. And yeah, Halliburton definitely got to play better than that. And look, Halliburton is not a volume scorer like that. Like he's more of like a Jason Kidd type of player where he's just running the offense and whatever they need, he gonna do. If they need him to be aggressive scoring the ball, he gonna do it. If they need him to be aggressive getting assists, he's gonna do it. But he's not somebody like a Shea where you just like, okay, you gonna give him the ball and he gonna be a high volume shooter. But he do got to score more than what he did in the last game. I started watching more football in 2003 and became a Saints fan in the Joe Horn era. Yeah, I mean that was I think they started like I remember he came to the Saints with I want to say Jeff Blake was the quarterback, and then he got hurt and Aaron Brooks became the quarterback. That was around the early 2000s. So yeah, that was a good era. That was a solid couple of years of Saints football, man. With Jim Haslett before Katrina, that was a decent era. They had like Leroy, who they had like Leroy Glover and Sammy Knight. I remember. And then they had who else they had? They had like Deuce McAllister. Was Deuce? Yeah, Deuce was part of those teams. Yeah, No, I think it was Ricky. Well, Ricky I got hurt, but yeah, it was Ricky, Jordan, and them. But yeah, it was a good solid Saints team back then. Wouldn't be surprised if J Dub wins MVP of the finals. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like that's not gonna happen. Like J Dub had 3 good games in a row where he scored. Did my screen freeze? Oh, there you go. I thought my screen froze. Even in his 40-point game in the last game, Shea still got 31 points and 10 assists. It would have to be J Dub would have to get like 50 points tonight, and Shea would have to get like 25 and under. I feel like for him to get the MVP. I feel like it's a slam dunk that Shea gonna get the MVP. Just my opinion. And another thing, yeah, the Saints was bad when I was young too. We was both born in the 80s, so we both remember when they was trash. Remember when they traded the whole future for Ricky Williams. Yeah, but shit, the whole future, man. They traded literally their whole draft away for Ricky Williams, man. They had quarterbacks by the name. Let me see. They had like Heath Schuler, Billy Joe Holbert, Billy Joe Tolliver. Like, man, they was bad. Like, they was bad. That was a bad era of football, man. Now they always had decent defenses, but they was just bad, man. And I'm just like, nah. As a kid, I wouldn't try to get up and all that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Dugas Parsons been talking crazy. Parsons want to be an Eagle, man. Like, let me tell y'all something. Parsons, deep down in his heart, wants to be a Philadelphia Eagle, man. Obviously, it ain't gonna happen, but he worries about us so much, man. He wants to be a Philadelphia Eagle, man. Ricky Williams, Aaron Brooks, yeah, like that was a good solid Saints team back then, man. What's up, Big Orange? Sup, Dugas? 2024 Tennessee and 97 LSU are the 2 best offensive teams of all time in college baseball history. Remember last year's Tennessee team, they could swing it. Yeah, Tennessee was really good, man, last year. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, Tennessee got a really good program right now in baseball. Vitello, he's done a great job making them. I remember they whooped up on us, Maneri last year in the Super Regionals, but yeah, man, Tennessee was really good, man. And they're gonna be right back. They're gonna be right back in Omaha, probably next season. I would guess, but Yeah, man. I'm excited for this LSU series. I know the majority of the world gonna be pulling for Coastal, because they're the Sun Belt school, they're the little engine that could, and all that other stuff. But like, we gotta represent for the SEC, man. We really do. Was one of the best. 2017 was one of the best Saints draft classes. Yeah, they got what they got Ramtrack, Lattimore, Kamara. Was Trey Hendrickson part of that draft? I think he was. Anzalone. Yeah, that was a damn good draft class the Saints had that year. SGA is on the verge of having the greatest season in NBA history by winning the scoring title MVP, Finals MVP, and in the same season puts him top 10 point guard of all time. Whew, man. I, I don't know if I'm going to go that high, of standards. Top 10 point guard of all time, man. I'm going to have to sit down. Let me see. Off the top of my head, you got Magic, Steph, John Stockton, that's 3. Oscar Robertson, 4. Jerry West, 5. I mean, you got who else? I know my mind is running in circles. You got people like the like the Jason Kids. You got the Chris Pauls. I mean, one day I'm gonna have to sit down and think about all the great point guards. But you know what? I'm gonna make that my business tomorrow to think about my top 10 point guards, especially if Shea win this thing. I mean, I don't know. He might crack top 10, but I know I'm not. You kind of caught me off guard right there, but I'm gonna have to sit down and think about who my top 10 of point guards are. LSU going for title number 7, 8. Yeah, it's number 8. Number 8. He's an automatic lock in the Hall of Fame if he retires today. The thing about the Hall, like, I mean, obviously we know he ain't gonna retire today, but I don't know, man. Like, he's doing some great things, man. Shea really doing some great things, but I don't know if I'm gonna put him up there yet. Like, I don't know if I want to say it's the greatest single season we've seen. I don't know if I want to say he's a Hall of Fame lock yet. I don't know if I want to say he's a top 10 point guard of all time yet. I mean, I feel like that's something that, Steve Nash, another point guard I forgot. I don't know if he top 10 point guard, man. There's been some dogs at point guard. And look, some of them haven't won titles, but I'm not going to hold that against them by ranking them with the all-time greats. But, you have made me very anxious and curious tomorrow to think about the top 10 point guards of all time, especially if he does win this thing, especially he wins it tonight. Y'all are different. I'm pulling for LSU. It's SEC, baby. Appreciate that, Big Orange. Really appreciate that, yo. And we're gonna try to represent the SEC big time this weekend. I became a Cowboy fan because of Troy Aikman and Emmitt Smith, aka the best running back of all time. Hey, I actually understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. Like, Cowboy fans that are 35 and older, I get it. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's the ones that's like in the younger 20s, the mid to younger 20s, is like, why the hell you pick that team? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was, I mean, I must honestly admit, that was a dominant era of Dallas Cowboys football. I mean, when you had, Troy Aikman and Emmett and Michael Irvin and that offensive line led by Larry Allen, God rest his soul. You had Ken Norton, Charles Haley, Dion ended up going over there. It was a dominant era. Moose Johnson, Jay Novacek. That was a dominant era of Cowboys football. So I actually understand. Dugas, I want to ask, who's your favorite Eagles player of all time and LSU favorite player of all time? Obviously I'd say McNabb was the reason I became a Philadelphia Eagle fan, but my favorite Eagles player of all time, honestly, I think I'm gonna go with Brian Dawkins, man. It's just the way he plays, the passion he played with, and he was dominant, man. So I'm gonna go beat dog. As far as my favorite LSU player of all time, man. Obviously my boy up there, Early Doucet's up there simply because I grew up with him. What I'm saying? I grew up with Early Doucet. So he's in that discussion. Um, but right now, man, as we sit today, I'm gonna have to go Jambalaya Joe Burrow, man. I'm gonna say Jambalaya Joe Burrow is my favorite LSU player of all time, yo. As of right now. My sister's husband is from Arizona originally, and he's a Cardinals fan. So we going to watch that game from my house. That's what's up, man. It looks like I'm actually gonna go. Believe it or not, I'm actually gonna go to that Saints Cardinals game. I'm off that weekend. The Eagles play Dallas that Thursday. And that's my Father's Day gift to my dad. Me and my sister actually gonna, take my dad to that Saints Cardinals game. And like I told him, man, he cussed me out. I said, man, look, it's plus I want to take you to the first game in case y'all do end up being really bad, like a lot of people expect you to be. At least the first game of the season, you still have hope. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it looked like I might be actually going to that Saints Cardinals game. Jay Johnson is going to win LSU like 4 to 5 World Series. They are absolute baseball royalty, man. I greatly appreciate that support, man. I just want to win this one. I want to win this one before I think about all that. But we definitely do got a good thing in Baton Rouge going on with baseball, I must say. Damn, top 10, that's crazy. But kind of makes sense. Shea is that guy. You know what's funny? I call him Shea Butter because he's smooth like butter. Yeah, he is, man. But like, I don't think with Esmeralda, I don't think her saying that he could be top 10 of all time if he win is as crazy as when you really think about it, man. But I mean, if he's not top, if he wins, like winning the championship, as we know, especially in the NBA, is a really big deal, man. Like the NBA more than any other sports get judged on rings. They get judged on rings more than any other sport. I think the rings make you better than what you are, and not having rings make you not as good as you think you are when it comes to the NBA. Like I don't think it's as much pressure in the NFL players as opposed to NBA players, when it comes to rings. Because obviously they're on the court on offense and defense, so people feel like, NBA players got more of an impact on the game than in any other sport. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna sit down and really think about the top 10 point guards of all time and see if she ain't gonna crack that list or at least get close to it. What if the Clippers kept SGA instead of going after Paul George? What made you hate the Cowboys? Well, what made me hate the Cowboys is being the Eagles fan. Like that's a pretty easy one for me. Like as an Eagles fan, Dallas sucks. Like you just hate the Cowboys. Just everything about them. I don't like them. I can't stand them. And I'm serious. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And to be honest with you, last year as an Eagles fan was spectacular, being great, winning a Super Bowl. But what made it even greater was Cowboy fans was quiet last year. They couldn't say anything. They were quiet. So anytime you make them quiet is awesome. And as far as if the Clippers kept SGA, I mean, the thing is, man, SGA, not to say that he wasn't going to work on his game or get better. I don't know if he was going to become the player he is today, because a lot of times it's your situation you in. They had a lot of mouths to feed in LA. Like if they'd have kept him, you got Kawhi over there. You got Zubac. I get it, you don't have Paul George, but you got people like Kawhi and. SGA probably wouldn't have been able to flourish like the way he's flourishing. SGA is a a number one option? Is he a guy that is a high volume shooter and he needs a lot of opportunity? And I don't know if he quite would have got that opportunity with the Clippers. So I think it worked out good for him to be where he's at. Let's see. What are your thoughts on the 2025 Vols football team without Nico? It's gonna be, they're not gonna be as good at the quarterback position, obviously. I understand why they pulled the plug on that whole situation. I don't have a problem with Nico thinking, testing his value. I don't have a problem with Tennessee saying you ain't worth that, get out my face. But the quarterback situation, I never dove deeply into, everybody else's spring football yet, to be honest with you. That's coming up soon. But just from looking from afar, one thing I will say, Josh Heupel is a really good quarterback coach, and he has a really good quarterback system. So I feel like whoever Tennessee throws out there, eventually is going to be able to move the chains. And, that's basically what it comes down to. And the thing with Nico, man, is Nico didn't really have a great season like that, like people thought. Like, he started off hot. Like, he started off really, really hot. But when they got into big games, he didn't really play that great, as you could have seen not championship, the playoff game against Ohio State, to get beat the way they did. But I believe in Josh Heupel as a coach. They got talent over there. I believe in Josh Heupel as a quarterback coach and someone who could put an offense together and a system and a scheme around his quarterback. So I think Tennessee gonna have another solid year, maybe an 8-4, 9-3 type of season. My favorite LSU player was Devin Henderson. Yeah, Devin Henderson was good, man. Right there from Opelousas too. I believe we will go 9-3. One of my favorite Tennessee players of all time is Alvin Kamara. It's hard to pick a favorite. I say that. I say about 8-4, 9-3. I can see that for Tennessee. And Kamara was good, man. He really was, yo. And I hate the Eagles because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I never always hated them. The most that Washington and that Michael Irvin got injured and they cheered when it happened to the field, saying, and yes, Dugas said they because you wasn't an Eagles fan when he got injured. Yeah, that was before my time, really. Well, let me not say it was before my time. I remember it, but obviously I didn't cheer. And look, man, I don't condone that, obviously, but they got bad apples in every garden, man. Some gardens got really good apples and some got really bad. There's some Eagles fans who I don't agree with how they do things, and there's fans of other teams that do nonsense as well. But obviously Eagles fans get the worst rap of everybody. He wasn't all that good, but I was hoping we would have stayed and improved a lot the next season. Yeah, I thought his development, he could have developed and become better this season. It was his first year starting, but, he went for more money. It kind of backfired on him. Now it's up for him at UCLA to make a name of himself. Now, he don't have the coaching he had at Tennessee, or he don't get to play with the players he played at Tennessee. So, it's good to bet on yourself, but sometimes you got to be realistic with it. Like, it sucks when, you bet on yourself and you make things worse, but that's a decision he got to live with, though. Did you ever see Craig Hayward play in the 90s, the late father Cameron? He was a beast. I do remember Ironhead Hayward. I actually do remember him running the ball. Also, facts, Brian Dawkins was a beast. I'll always remember when he had that big hit on Algie Crumpler and he picked off Brett Favre in the 03 divisional round. Easiest pick he ever caught. Oh, yeah, man. I was what? How old I was? I was, what, 17 years old? I could have picked that ball off. The way Brett Favre just threw that thing up for grabs, man. That definitely was probably the easiest interception Dawk probably ever got. All right, y'all. Two more. Let's see. Esmeralda, Larry. We forgot to mention Chris Godwin and Mike Evans as top wide receiver duos yesterday. Yeah, I didn't mention them yesterday. Yeah, they up there too. You right. They definitely up there. You real and knowledgeable about sports. I with you, Mr. Dugas. You a real one, homie. Appreciate that, Big Orange. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words, man. But all right, y'all, man. Let me run. Get a couple of things situated and check out this game. Come back, join me at halftime of the Pacers Thunders game. No post game live tonight, but I will do a halftime live. So y'all enjoy the first half of the NBA Finals. Come back, holler at me for halftime. Until then, man, y'all have a blessed one.